Hello, this video is regarding the defacing of the house by the homeowner in Garden City. Um, Not sure of all the particulars because the whole story has not been told, but there is a bit of an assumption that the woman has some mental health problems, possibly Alzheimer's. Um, could be many things. Um, she's facing foreclosure on her house. Her husband died a few years ago, from what has been said. That apparently is the story. Um, some of the posts on the forum on Facebook have kind of bothered me, where people have made stigmatizing comments about people who are drunks and mentally ill, and I don't think that those kind of statements are helpful nor very informed. Being a person who grew up in Garden City, who overcame depression, alcoholism, and other adjustment issues due to the loss of my father at age 7 and nobody reaching out to me. I had a lot of issues. Wasn't a destructive person, but grew up very angry and didn't really take it out of anybody, but to me, the woman is overwhelmed. She may have some sort of mental issue, and part of that goes hand in hand with the way the U.S. government deregulated mental hospitals. It's not a political argument. It's a fact. The government did that. Then when they deregulated the hospitals, a lot of the hospitals started to close down, which meant less opportunity for people who did have serious issues. The government was no longer going to help the people of its country to get the kind of help they needed. A person who has mental issues or has addiction issues generally has less available money to put towards finding the solution to get the help that they need. That's a fact. That's known. There are people who are well-to-do that are able to do it and overcome it, but general society, the treatment is expensive, and unless you know of a government agency that will cut into some of those costs and make it more affordable, the opportunity just isn't there to find the solutions you need. I was fortunate that I met different people and I listened and I found opportunities to get the help I needed, and since then some of the programs that I used no longer are available because the government is cutting that help instead of increasing it, and based upon the closings of mental health facilities and people either not wanting to be treated, not being able to afford it, people not recognizing that person has issues. These people are out walking among society untreated, and the emotional well-being of these people is not stable, and at any time something can occur to bring out the issues that they have, and many times it is anger, and it gets expressed in a way that can be violent and can cause harm to people, including death. The thing that people need to realize is we need to see people, look at people. Today's society, people tend to not look at people, not talk to people, not interact, and in not doing that, you're not finding out what's going on with that person. So we are more wary. We are more. We tend to judge people, make assumptions, and that is stigmatizing. And sometimes we can think something about somebody and we don't know the full story. Many people that thought they knew me thought that I was angry at them or I didn't like them, but I was struggling with it myself, and because I would get angry, I made every effort to make sure that it never became physical, that I would walk away from something when it made me too angry. Now people have this kind of control. Now not everyone has the foundation of the parents I had from age 7. You can't make judgments upon somebody just looking at what you see. You have to go deeper, and people who have addictions, there are things going on in their life that are causing their behavior, and once addicted, the pleasure that comes from using alcohol or drugs, because it is an addiction, it changes the way the brain works, and unless you develop the willpower or seek to develop the willpower to change how you are, change the person you are, change your behaviors, change the people you hang around with, it's not going to change easily. And so judging people based upon that, sometimes it is a loss of a loved one, sometimes it's a loss of a job. It can be a variety of things that brings that on. Sometimes people just enjoy using something. It takes away the stress they have instead of actually being able to deal with things. And I think that might be a major part of what's going on in society. People see things they don't like and they don't want to face them, and they really have somebody else take care of it than they have to do it themselves. The hardest thing is to face the toughest job and get through it. And in learning to deal with difficult things, it makes you a stronger person, and it develops interpersonal skills and allows you to fit into society in what is a quote-unquote more normal way. You know, the problem is that society has allowed people to judge other people, whether it be by color, by their ethnicity. Years ago, the Irish were frowned upon, Italians as well, blacks for a much greater period of time here in the States. Native Americans, even longer than that. And now, the issues coming forward are gay rights and treating people equally. There is really no such thing as race. We are all humans. We're all varying degrees of humanity. Based upon where we grew up, we have a different color of skin. But essentially, there is only one race, the human race. We all generally are born with the same working parts. And, basing hate upon race, color, sexual orientation, to me is such a waste of time, and society has started to embrace that and treat others as equals, as human beings. And the last part of this is mental health and addiction. These parts of society have to be looked at, accepted, and assisted to overcome the weakness. And it's a weakness in the DNA. There is buried in the DNA that there's certain people who will become more easily addicted, more likely to maybe have some mental health issues. And in helping those people overcome that stuff, we help embrace them into society and become a part of society. It's the people who judge and say, well, this person's that, they're not acceptable. That sort of thinking is, really Neanderthal. We shouldn't be thinking that way. We should be thinking of how we can help people instead of how we can exclude them or punish them and make their life more difficult. The truth of the matter is that we all have a limited amount of time on this earth. It all varies, but as a general rule, none of us are getting out of here alive. None of us are, when we pass away, are taking anything we have with us. It's our character, it's our honesty, it's our integrity that people will remember, not the things that were our defects. People who will remember defects, they don't have character. They have a problem with anyone who's not like them. No one is the same. We all have imperfections, and we all have to embrace the imperfections that are within us, because our differences are our strengths. Those are the things that help us achieve things in life, by knowing our strengths and working towards them or working with them. So this woman, I hope she's able to get the kind of help that she needs, and I'm all for bringing her food and the GoFundMe page. This is stuff that has been really should be embraced by everyone in the community. Obviously, this woman is having a hard time, whatever is causing it. Maybe it's just depression, mild depression, because everything's coming down on her once. She's unemployed, her house is in foreclosure, the uncertainty of where she might be living, that she may end up out in the street, the winter is coming soon, it's already fall. These are things that people need to understand. Their fears that everyone has, and she's facing these things with no help. And the way society is today, I feel bad for them that that's their problem, but I'm not gonna, I can't do anything. Someone can always do something. So, show a little compassion, and if you can't do something, maybe of something that may help her that you can't personally do, but an organization like Hagira or say the Community Coalition or something in that regards, because this woman needs help, and we already have too many people there out in the street. We don't need a woman out of the street. I'm tired of hearing about people losing their homes when there are more homes in this country that are unoccupied than we have homeless people. And yet the government does nothing. This is my piece. I just responding to a statement that I was trying to make something political. No, I'm trying to make something human, compassionate. And this woman needs our compassion and needs some guidance as to what steps to take to either save her home or find a way to find a place where she can have a roof over her head and not end up in a shelter, because those places can be rather vicious, and a lot of nasty things can happen in there. So, Garden City, just step up for this woman. She deserves people to look out for her, just like any person does when they're in a hard place. Thank you.